Man. So in today's video, we got to talk about Kendrick Perkins, guys. Kendrick Perkins sounded off on LeBron James live on ESPN First Take, and I would like to cover that in today's video. And you won't believe the route that Kendrick Perkins took this, and it was quite surprising to a lot of people. So Kendrick Perkins had an issue with LeBron James' Pat McAfee interview. We all know LeBron James had dissed Stephen A. Smith and Brian Windhorst on his interview with Pat McAfee.
And I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope.
I see a lot of shit too. Like I seen Brian Windhorst on one of these shows not too long ago. Like a
Wendy.
Yeah, you played over high school.
Wendy, you guys played together in high school.
Yeah,
right? He was on your high school.
This guy was like, says he's like my best friend. These guys are just weird, but
So that's some of the things LeBron James has said that's got everybody reacting to it. Everybody is in a frenzy about that, right? So Kendrick Perkins took it in a route where a lot of people was just turned off because it's like, yo, why did you bring race into it? And I would like to highlight what Kendrick Perkins said live on ESPN First Take. So let's check out this clip, guys, and then I'll come back with some more commentary. And if you can, guys, hit that thumbs up button. That really does help support my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate that. Let's check out this clip right here.
My last thing, and I'm glad y'all brought up the Mind the Game podcast. And the one thing I will say, sharing the locker room with LeBron James, being LeBron James' teammate, being in McDonald's All-American, all that, he is one of the brightest basketball minds I've ever been around. Okay, you lose J.J. Redick, and then you go out and get Steve Nash. I would never question Steve Nash's IQ or his intelligence when it comes down to the game of basketball. But Richard Jefferson just got hired as on our A team to cover the NBA Finals. He's smart as hell. Shannon Fry, who won the championship with LeBron James, who does NBA TV, he's intelligent as hell. Phil Handy, who LeBron James won 2 championships with, who's now doing his own thing, he's intelligent as hell. Hell, Draymond Green. Well, I know Draymond Green ruffled the feathers, but no one could ever question his basketball mind or his basketball IQ. He's smart as hell. So what I'm getting at is, why none of those guys, LeBron? These are your guys. Why none of those guys are on Mind the Game? And I'll leave it at that.
And so will I.
So that's what Kendrick Perkins said, right? He immediately started attacking LeBron James' podcast for going on an interview with Pat McAfee. And the reason why is because so far, LeBron James has done his podcast with J.J. Redick, and now Steve Nash is in replacement of J.J. Redick. So Kendrick Perkins is bringing race into the issue because he's like, yo, how come you haven't did the podcast with Channing Frye, Richard Jefferson, Draymond Green, all black men, right? So we all know the route that Kendrick Perkins is taking because he does it a lot on ESPN. Remember when J.J. Redick had to check him for bringing up race when Kendrick Perkins was talking about the racism inside of the NBA voters.
I want to just say something. Stephen A., I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated
one at a time.
It's the facts.
One at a time.
It's the facts. It's the facts.
Okay.
We also got to keep in mind when LeBron James and J.J. Redick had started that podcast, Stephen A. Smith was one of the first people to react to it and also throw out some hate as well. Man. So it's looking like what I said about Stephen A. Smith, Brian Windhorst, and the other media pawns came true. I said that they are going to start creating narratives about LeBron James and J.J. Redick's new podcast. I did 2 videos so far covering that and highlighting Stephen A. Smith hating on LeBron James and J.J. Redick's new podcast, throwing some shade when he made these comments after the first episode had aired. Let's check it out again right here. Stephen A. Smith created his own narrative about LeBron James and JJ Redick podcast.
So what happens is when you get with somebody like a JJ who knows the game, who's a brilliant basketball mind, but could be a bit truculent or acerbic at times when somebody he believes is ignorant is in his face talking about the game, to have a voice like that serves LeBron in a multitude of ways. It's a brilliant move on LeBron James' part. Very slick. And it will work like heaven against everybody except me.
Okay, so Stephen A. Smith reacted to episode 2 of their podcast. LeBron James and JJ Redick, they had a conversation about the Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat series in 2011. Of course, we all know the Heat fell short. LeBron James underperformed. And till this day, you know, that's something that he said that he regrets falling short. But he also showed the Dallas Mavericks some love. He gave their coaching staff some love. And he took full accountability as well for the Heat falling short in that series in 2011. So Stephen A. Smith reacted to that, right? And this dude took out the clip of LeBron James taking full accountability just so he can chase some clout, get some clicks on his YouTube channel, and call LeBron James out. And then at the end of his video, he threw in Michael Jordan, of course, throwing in the same old media tactics, same old stuff Stephen A. Smith has been doing. And yeah, like I said, man, got to watch out for these guys because they're going to continue creating narratives based off of this podcast. So I would like to highlight what Stephen A. Smith did, and then I'll come back with some commentary, and then I'll show you guys the full clip of what LeBron James said that Stephen A. Smith and his team purposely had cut out just so they can call out LeBron James, man. So let's check out this clip right here.
I don't know whether or not y'all have checked out LeBron's new podcast, Mind the Game, with the one and only JJ Redick. To say this, let me get this out of the way. It's pretty damn good. I give both of them mad credit for it. We should all watch it. We want to hear about the subject of basketball. Those are two brothers worth listening to, no doubt about it. But that doesn't mean that occasionally LeBron don't get on my damn nerves, or he won't get on my damn nerves. Because he said something this week that caught my attention about his early years with the Miami Heat, meaning year one in Miami. And talking about filling out that roster around him with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Before I even go any further with my opinion, which I will openly confess pissed me off, take a listen to this clip, please, courtesy of 342 Productions and Uninterrupted. Check this out.
My first year in Miami, yeah, we had a big three. And everyone said it's a super team this, super team that. But we had to build our team around all minimum guys, which was still okay. But we didn't fill out the complimentary guys enough. Yeah, we had Rio, we had Udonis. You know, but we didn't have enough as far as enough complimentary guys to actually make it all work. And we still made it to the finals. And we still probably should have won the finals, but I still give credit. Listen, it is what it is. You win and you lose, and we lost. Just know Dallas was fucking good, and they hit a stride at the right time. Dirk was unbelievable. But my second year, we was able to grab some complimentary players and role players and really just, I'm talking about superstars in their roles.
LeBron James, that is some straight bullshit. You got to be kidding me. I know that you didn't just say that with the cameras rolling. That's bullshit. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. Now let's get this out of the way right now. Put up the roster that LeBron is alluding to. LeBron is telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Joel Anthony, Carlos Arroyo, Mike Bibby, Mario Chalmers. By the way, Mario Chalmers could play. Eric Dampier, Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem was younger considerably at that particular moment in time. He wasn't some has-been, okay? Eddie House could shoot. Juwan Howard, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, James Jones, Jamal Maglio, Mike Miller, Dexter Pittman. I don't know why Jerry Stackhouse was on there. He's only there for a month. He wasn't on the roster in the NBA Finals. LeBron, you want to make the argument about your roster. I totally understand. But you see, this is why I respect the man. I revere the man. He's number 2 on the Mount Rushmore all time. He ain't the GOAT. This is the reason why. I hope you're listening, Shay. LeBron James and the Miami Heat, with that roster, were up 2-1 on the Dallas Mavericks before losing 3 straight. Do you know that LeBron James in Game 4 scored 0 points in the fourth quarter? Do you know that in Game 5, LeBron James scored 2 points in the fourth quarter? Do you know that in that Game 4, LeBron James had 8 points? 8! For a career 27-point per game scorer. For a dude that's approaching age 40 and averaging damn near 25. That LeBron James. 8 points in an entire Game 4 of an NBA Finals. 17 in Game 5, but only 2 points in the fourth quarter. And in Game 6, he had 21. significantly and precipitously lower than his average. This wasn't about the roster. You didn't lose to the Miami Heat because of your roster. You lost to the Miami Heat because of you. There's no way around that. I don't care about the roster. The roster didn't stop you from averaging over 25 throughout the season. The roster didn't stop you from getting to the finals. The roster didn't stop you from being up 2-1 in the finals, even when Dirk Nowitzki was scoring points. What stopped you was that you were nowhere to be found in the fourth quarter. That is not something we have ever been able to say about Michael Jordan. That's why you're number 2 all time on the Mount Rushmore, not number 1. Let's stop that nonsense. You're right about the roster, but you ain't right as to that's the reason y'all lost in the finals.
Okay, so that's the clip Stephen A. Smith put out, right? So let's play a longer version of the clip that LeBron James and JJ Redick had put out. So let's play it right here, and then we'll be right back to talk about this, guys. So let's check it out right here. Here's the video.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you when it all changed. Obviously, my first year there, played great basketball, got all the way to the finals, losing the finals. I played like shit. Spo is the reason why we were a better team and our team was more assembled properly. That summer, he went to Oregon and hung out with Chip Kelly.
Oh, interesting.
He when we lost to Dallas, he went to Oregon and hung out with Chip Kelly and learned the spread offense and tried to figure out if he could translate that to basketball. And don't know the super conversations that him and Chip had, but I know when he came back to us, he knew in order for us to reach our potential, one, I had to be fucking 10 times better than I was in that previous June finals, but Chris Bosh had to go to the 5. And CB being who he is, there was no pushback. There was no pushback. He knew in order for us to reach our potential that CB would have to go to the 5. And we had to spread, he had to start working on his corner 3 faithfully every day after practice. Corner 3 every day after practice. We're going to post you up. We're going to get you your elbow catches. The offense is going to run through you at times. But in order to bring, the Tyson Chandlers out of the paint, in order to bring the Roy Hibberts out of the paint, in order to bring Tim Duncan out of the paint at times, in order to bring Kevin Garnett out of the paint, you got to hit these corner 3s. You got to at least be a threat. And Spo knew it. He had that vision. He went and learned. He said, the way I coached in that finals versus Dallas, unacceptable. I told myself the way I played, unacceptable. And he came back with vengeance, and I was locked the fuck in from start to finish, but it was Spo.
I had a question about the Bosh spacing, but because you just said that, was that the low point for you in your career?
Oh, for sure.
2011.
The lowest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lowest.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as we can see, LeBron James took full accountability, right? And everybody in Stephen A. Smith's comment section, they were even calling him out for doing what he had did. That's disgusting to purposely clip out LeBron James stuff, take it out of context, run to your YouTube channel, call him out as if he didn't take full accountability and making it seem like LeBron James was just on his podcast trying to create a narrative, blaming that they didn't have a good enough roster and that's why they fell short. LeBron James and JJ Redick talked a lot more and went deeply into the conversation, more than what Stephen A. Smith and his production team had put out just to chase clicks and clout. And remember, Stephen A. Smith, when he was going at Marcellus Wiley, he said on the Breakfast Club that he doesn't have to do what YouTubers do. He said, I'm Stephen A. Smith. I'm on the Breakfast Club. I don't have to do what these guys do on YouTube. My name rings bells.
You talked about, your experience with Max Kellerman working on the show. And I saw a reaction from Marcellus Wiley, and he said you got rid of Max Kellerman because Max wasn't dumb and white.
Okay. Well, let me say this. I'm going to address that last part. The first part, I'm not addressing it anymore, and here's the reason why. Some people want to do anything for clicks. Y'all don't have to do that. I don't have to do that.
So look at Stephen A. Smith now, man. So it's like, again, it's the same old script. It's when LeBron James does something, the reaction to it to everybody is like to immediately ask these questions like, why isn't LeBron doing this? Why isn't LeBron doing that? Just like I seen this clip last night that came out.
He's on a mission to belittle Stephen A. Smith. I get that. And by the way, that's some genius shit to do on some respect. I respect LeBron for how he's carrying Stephen A. It was on some power. You want me to show you my power? Let me show you my power. No doubt. Here's why I said he was a sucker move. He should have went to a smaller podcaster. He should have went to a small. You're LeBron James. You could have did a kid podcast on the street. You would have changed that kid's life. You would have changed the ecosystem for that kid if you would have did it. You could have did an unknown podcaster or a new podcaster or anything, but you went to Pat McAfee, a white kid who comes on right after Stephen A. Smith. Comes on right after him. That was sucker fucking shit.
So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts and comments. Get in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you made it this far in the video. That really does help my videos get pushed out to the algorithm. I really do appreciate that, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Catch you guys on the next one, and we out, guys. Peace.